How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Grip Lock, Foundation Disc Golf's weekly podcast. I'm Hunter, joined as always by Trevor, Konner, and Silas. This is the last Grip Locked of 2025 ever.
Grip Locked.
Yeah, the last one of 2025 ever.
Yeah.
That's a true statement. Next week will be 2026. And I'd imagine next week we have some contract.
What are the
stuff
betting
talk.
odds that you say see you next year at the end of this podcast?
I'm not going to now.
They were coming in strong before I said that.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of it, but I was probably going to end up saying it.
Yeah.
Now I won't.
Fair enough.
We should next week really start to see the off-season heat up a little bit. But we do have off-season rumors and news, some big ones that we didn't see coming because they're not player-related. But hey, we'll run through that.
Interesting one.
A little Trevor's trivia, some more fandom survey stuff, and we actually have an insight into how our Grip Locked listeners
It's very cool.
answered, which
that's
is fun. They sent us a separate email with like a little spreadsheet on like, hey, here's the standard, and then down to people who like listen to Grip Lock, and then down to people who think Grip Lock who said Grip Lock's their favorite podcast.
How do we skew their opinion?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
hate Aaron Gossage.
no, this was before all that. So, but all right, before we get into all that, let's take a moment to thank today's sponsor. Everyone wants to look, feel, and perform our best, whether that's during workouts, long days at work, pushing through training cycles, or just trying to stay energized and focused. And something a lot of us struggle with is hydration, but not just drinking more water, actually getting the electrolytes we need, because electrolyte deficiency or imbalance is real, and it leads to headaches, cramps, fatigue, brain fog, weakness, all things that make it harder to show up the way we want. So today I want to introduce you to Element. Element is a zero-sugar electrolyte drink mix and sparkling electrolyte water built from research. Each stick pack gives you a meaningful dose of electrolytes without sugar, artificial colors, or any of the sketchy ingredients you find in most sports drinks. Element was formulated for anyone looking to support their health through hydration, especially athletes, people fasting or following keto, low-carb, whole food, or paleo diets. And co-founder Rob Wolf, the former research biochemist and 2 times New York Times best-selling author, has spent over a decade on the Navy SEAL Resiliency Committee. And honestly, our community proves it works. Element is trusted by Team USA weightlifting, dozens of pro sports teams, Olympic athletes, Navy SEAL teams, Marines, FBI sniper teams, even Stanford neuroscientists, and top functional nutritionists.
And disc golfers.
Yeah.
Everyone from high-performing business leaders to moms, heavy sweaters, and sauna fans are all staying salty with Element. And right now, Element is offering our listeners a special deal. You get a free 8-count sample pack of their most popular flavors with any purchase at drinklmnt.com/foundation. That's a free sample pack to try out or share with a friend. And their customer service team is world-class. So if you don't feel a difference, Element will absolutely make it right. So grab yours today. Again, that's drinklmnt.com/foundation. And today's salty.
My favorite's grapefruit.
Time for Mr. Couch Del Con.
Hello, everyone. Today's topic is Connor's...
What did you call that?
Couch Del Con.
Okay.
Couch Del Con.
Couch is Spanish for couch, if you didn't know.
Today for
I'm not
Con's
going to
Couch...
react to that statement because
true.
Yeah, I don't want to incriminate myself.
Not true.
Welcome to Con's Couch.
Thank you.
A slightly new segment on Grip Lock. Take a seat and listen to Con's
It's
fun
actually
fact.
called Sofa.
Con's Sofa.
It is.
Sofa Del Con.
We got a new patch on the wall, courtesy of Stillwater Floating.
Are you worried that you've already almost filled up your actual camera space? There's like 3 spots left. So if you
I'd say 4.
Thank you.
maybe 4. Yeah, it depends on the size of the patch, right?
Maybe 5.
Thank you for bringing that up, Trevor. Yes, I am. I wasn't going to voice it.
Well, I think knowing you though,
6 if he moves his
you'll
voice.
figure it out.
You'll start to take out the foundation.
We'll figure it out.
ones.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
We'll figure it out. Hey, we'll figure it out.
What's the first patch to go?
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
He's gonna make it go higher.
We'll figure it out. Corn dog vibes takes up a lot of space, I will say. Okay, so today, this is something that piqued my interest is thinking about flight numbers, where flight numbers come from. We all have a history of being frustrated and talking about the criminality of many different flight numbers, but it led me down the path of, I want to know where flight numbers came from, see what the reasoning is for it. So today on Con's Couch, let's take a little bit of a deep dive into flight numbers. Now, I got a lot of this information from many different sources, but a large amount of it came from Isaac Sam 98 on Reddit. He has a really good Reddit post on it. So this is not word for word from him, but it's inspired by him in a lot of ways. So the first set of flight numbers came from Dave Dunapace at Innova in 2002, and the first the first flight numbers to appear in a catalog was in 2003. That was the first catalog to have flight numbers in it. It was created as a way to better help people buy discs online. They could tell how a disc flies. Before that, it was kind of just describing how the disc flies.
Which is like way ahead of the curve to be like in early 2000s worried about online sales. This guy is like the Jeff Bezos.
I know. It is absolutely genius. And it made me think of how difficult it must be at first to try to understand flight numbers whenever they first came out. But they obviously worked because it caught on pretty quickly. Like people very early on really enjoyed this a lot on online stores, so much so that a lot of online retailers started to make their own flight numbers for companies that didn't do it, which was all other companies, like other online retailers that I won't mention. But at the time, they would have their own people go out, throw the disc, and create their own flight numbers because they found that the Innova system was so helpful.
Yeah.
So other Innova-owned brands such as Millennium and Discmania, they adopted the system very shortly after, but it wasn't until 2012 that the first major non-Innova brands started to use flight numbers.
That was probably when Dynamic and Prodigy?
Latitude 64.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so Latitude 64 was one of the first to adopt it. And most other brands followed suit in 2016. By 2016, we had almost all the major brands, except for Discraft.
I'd say Discraft was the last chip to fall, right?
Discraft didn't join that until 2019. Discraft didn't want to use Innova's system, so they came up with their own system that they had started using in 2005. Their system was just one number describing stability. Does the trick.
Yeah. I always thought it was kind of a neat system.
Yeah, it's neat, but that system is still found on all their discs. Fun fact, or the majority of them, you can still see that one number, the number that everybody ignores. That's on the disc.
It didn't. The one pitfall of that system was just the speed. Like I think you could probably accomplish everything you need with speed, and then they're like.
Well, I think the real pitfall was that they were the only ones doing it, and so no one knew what the frick it was.
Right. Because once everybody else adopted
when disc golf got like. When I started playing in 2015, most companies were using it. And so for me, I would see Discraft and it confused the crap out of me.
It was the most confusing one.
I was like, 0.5? What the frick is that? Or negative 0.5? What am I looking at here?
Yeah.
But I understood flight numbers.
Well, so there was a lot of other companies or a few other companies that came out with their own kind of flight number system during that time to try to figure it out for themselves. But one of the most interesting I found was Vibram. Vibram actually had what was known to be the most quantifiable flight numbers because they measured speed with an actual velocity number and they measured turn and fade using angles.
Interesting.
I tried to understand it and I couldn't. So that actually was the problem, is it ended up being a little too complicated to catch on.
Yeah.
But they had the most quantifiable flight numbers that you could have that had to do with real things instead of just arbitrary numbers.
MVP does theirs by actual width of rim for speed, but the angles thing I've never heard of. That's quite interesting. I'd be curious to know which Innova disc was the first one they ever assigned a flight number to. We might not be able to know this because they may have released a bunch, but what was the first one they sat down at the table? We're going to start here was the AVR, because that disc set a precedent for every other Innova disc ever made.
Yeah. So I thought it was very interesting.
Crazy.
A lot of times we talk about how flight numbers are super criminal, but in reality, they're there just to help you compare one disc from a manufacturer to another disc from a manufacturer. Trying to compare discs from manufacturer to manufacturer is almost impossible with flight numbers because there's no regulated system for flight numbers. So sometimes it makes it confusing. Base level, though, they are helpful for somewhat knowing what a disc would do. That being said, I thought it would be fun to pick out a few of the most criminal flight numbers that I could find. Okay, so some of these are just straight up from what I found. Some of them are from people posting on Reddit that this is true. One of the first overwhelming ones I found was the Luna.
Yeah, I was gonna say Luna's got to be top of 3303.
Yeah, 3303.
And a 3 glide.
What were they thinking? Yeah, it's such a glidey disc.
So eventually they did on the.
I think Zone is a 3-2
4303.
4303.
So it's literally just a 1-speed slower zone, allegedly.
But on one plastic, they did change the fade to 2. Yeah, on Big Z they changed it to 2 instead of 3.
Still, it should be like a
1.5.
I mean, a modern day Luna should be like a -2.1.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay,
at its best was a 0.
Another is a lot of people were saying the West Side King. I've never thrown one, but it's labeled as a 14.5 -1.53.
Interesting thing with West Side. I don't know how true this is, but West Side, all of West Side's flight numbers sucked. At least when I first got into the
I threw a Giant and it was accurate.
And was it that really overstable?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was because if it had any flip at all, it was just a lot.
Oh, okay. Like the Giant was meant to be like a destroyer.
Yeah, that's what the King. A lot of people are saying the King is like beginners are flipping it, and it says it's a -1.53.
Exactly. I think the Sword was similar, but what people were claiming was because it was Swedish, whatever they were testing at, like sea level or something,
brutal.
There to hear that's how it flies in Sweden. That was this is like
tough obstacle.
That's like pulling from the back of my head of something I read in Reddit in like 2018. So that could be completely misquoted. Whoa. But I remember that because I bought a West Side disc and then threw it and was so upset because I thought it was going to be like a hyzer flip to straight disc and it was like a roller. And then I went on Reddit like, why does this disc suck? And then everyone was like, with West Side, never trust their flight numbers.
Interesting.
I mean, if you're testing a different elevation, I mean, that's...
Some other quick ones was the F model OS, but really from Prodigy, any of the model lines were kind of criminal. But it says that it is a 10.5 +2.4.
Gotta love the positive too.
I've thrown that disc and that's not it. But Trespass, 12.5 -0.53.
Yeah.
Somebody said that never in any plastic has that ever been the case. Yeah. And then the last one, my favorite that I like to bring up, I've brought up before, is the Gateway Karma. The original flight numbers for it were a 7. This is a mid-range, by the way. It's proper mid-range. You feel it. It's mid-range. 7, 8, 1, +1, and then a fade of -2.
You know, knowing Gateway, I'm wondering...
I respect it.
I think there's some kind of meaning to those numbers.
Because I've always wanted
There's some kind of meaning.
If I was a manufacturer, I would just make like a destroyer and call it a 16-speed. Because why the frick not?
No, I think
if you're not going to regulate
had to have
like,
been the case.
The first 18 speed?
I can't believe companies haven't pushed it further. It's like the easiest sale in the history of sales.
Well, we've seen
Where's
people
the
do
first
it with, like,
0-speed?
One glide.
Well, it's like in car. It's like if you didn't actually test.
Did somebody do a 0-speed putter? Or was it 1-speed putter?
1-speed putter.
Well, it's like if you didn't actually test in cars what their 0 to 60 time was and what their top speed was, and so you were just like, I came out with this new Nissan Versa, and its 0 to 60 is 1 second, and its top speed is 450.
Well, but that
that has a speedometer though.
Yeah,
I know, but
discs don't have a speedometer.
No, that's
is fully. There's no.
But it's like if the speedometer lied.
Well, no, because this is like you can't argue with it because it's just a made up number.
Yeah,
like that you can argue because it's like if I floor it, I don't go 0 to 60 in 1 second.
Yeah, that's very.
This is just like, oh, you must not be throwing it hard enough. It is a 16 speed.
That is,
like, you can't prove them wrong.
I bet that Gateway disc, I bet what happened is they decided they were going to do a new flight number system, rolled it out for one disc, and then were like,
Yeah.
Like, that's almost what that seems like to me.
Well, the funny thing is, they later changed the flight numbers to now it be adopted to the modern flight number system.
There you go.
Speed still 7. It's not
double down.
But it is a thick mid, right?
A thick mid.
Like, it wouldn't it be like kind of a 6?
Maybe a 6.
Yeah.
It would maybe be a 6.
Yeah.
The rest of the flight numbers seem pretty accurate, though.
I still stand by, since everyone has adopted the end of a flight numbers and you have to submit your disc to the PDGA if you want it to be approved for play, I still stand by that, like, when it's submitted, the PDGA should just assign the flight numbers.
I agree. That
way it's just a universal system.
The problem is they would have to have a objective way of doing it, or else it isn't universal. Unless it's the same guy, but it's like, or unless they have a robot, right? And you can like get very accurate testing.
I think we should vote to have one person that is the flight number commissioner.
Well, realistically,
and he's the only one that
as a company, it would just suck to like, you make a disc and you're like, you did not throw it correctly to get to those numbers.
But I'm saying, if you measure it, like, there has got to be a scientific way to know how a disc is going to fly by measuring it.
You would think.
It's aerodynamics.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be.
I would agree.
So, like, you should be able to.
Yeah, they could devise a universal system that's.
Well, we know speed, you can just measure.
Correct.
That you don't have to worry about. I guess the only one is glide, but glide's fake.
Rid of glide.
Glide's fake anyways, because if a disc is flippier, it has more glide.
Yeah, I would say, like, turn and fade, it should really.
And then you should be able to just measure the parting line height and the angle of the rim, and boom.
Well, yeah, if that doesn't work, it would be easy enough to just like, okay, we have a robot that can throw it at 10 different speeds, and we can just figure out a system from that.
Yeah.
You just need a consistent
No, this
flight.
is what you do. You take all of the tech disc data, all the tech disc data that's available out there, and you find the average mile per hour disc golfers throw. probably like 55 or 53.
Use that.
And then you set the robot flat angle, 53 miles an hour, 3 throws, and then you have a camera and you measure how far off release line it turns and fades. And it's like a segment of if it turns this much and how much it comes back. And there you go. There's your flight number.
You use LiDAR.
Because then for the average disc golfer, the flight number is going to be exactly accurate.
You change everything.
It'll never happen. But hey, good ideas.
Everything.
That's what this podcast is about. We get good ideas out there that everyone else rejects.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get into it. Sometimes not.
Take them.
All right, time for some off-season news and rumors.
Juicy stuff.
We got Disc Golf Fanatic all active contract trackers lets us know that Andrew Presnell has been re-signed with Discraft but demoted from the elite team to the tour team.
I hate that for him.
So he's staying with Discraft but no Tour Series disc. Now, it does make you wonder. They typically like to keep their elite team at a certain number. So typically, historically, when we've seen someone come off of the elite team down, someone is going on. So that does make you question who's coming. It could be, we talked about before, Sullivan Tipton, Cole Redallen, one of those players maybe coming from DGA over. We also do know on record, Bob Giulio said if he could get anyone, he would want Niklas Antila right now. I think that would be a pretty big jump.
That would be an insane signing.
I don't see that coming.
Antila. Oh my gosh.
But regardless, Presnell demoted from Elite to Tour. Then over in Innova World, we have Sophia Donachie promoted up to team champion.
Oh, Donica, sorry.
I
learned that one recently.
Sophia Donica promoted to team champion for Innova.
Good for her.
After her really a very solid end to last season. So Innova
she has like a Harvard degree. She's a fascinating person.
Yeah. And then a little bit smaller news, but still news. Jaden Rye, I believe he's like number 48 in the world.
Dang it, dude.
He left Meridian and Hooligan.
Frick.
So I would imagine he is probably going to sign with a full manufacturer. That doesn't feel like a guy, young guy, 48th in the world, probably has some higher end potential. I would imagine this is a move where he is probably going to get picked up by, I could see him going to like a Prodigy. But I'd imagine he's going to get picked up by a major manufacturer. And then, a little bit farther down the leaderboard, Luke Sampson leaves Pro Discus.
Big news.
I don't know that one. That could just be as simple as he's going to be unsponsored next year. I don't know where he'll end up.
Tough to say. Leaving Pro Discus, no more jokeries.
The open bag situation.
So there's the player news. Now,
the big news.
This first broke on...
Oh, one more player news. Discraft announced a full Aaron Gossage sale. Yeah,
I didn't bring that in because we've talked about it enough that I think we've brought a bunch of evidence forward.
Okay.
I don't know.
I just saw somebody tag us.
Yeah, it's 35% off all Goose stuff.
I mean, we kind of knew he was headed out the door. That's just kind of like the extra nail.
You would imagine that's the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's just like, we're just waiting for the news.
It's true.
It's
very true.
And plus, a Disc Golf World.
That is such a funny part of
Disc Golf World has put their name on his leave.
That's right.
So they've come out and been like, yeah, we knew this. He's gone.
That is true.
So,
we'll be here next week.
I would imagine, probably
hopefully
2 days from now, we'll hear.
Yeah, good news is we can't get too cursed this year because at least it should be Thursday before new announcements
you would
come
imagine.
out. And hopefully it'll probably be the weekend realistically. So
here's the deal, is with Thursday being January 1st.
Yeah.
If people are waiting until Monday afternoon to post their new sponsorship stuff,
that's so late.
They just want it to not be on Grip Lock.
You got to do it like Friday into the weekend.
You would think. Logic. So we'll see how many people want to get Grip Lock cursed.
We'll get hit with it.
But realistically, too, you got to think.
Should we start?
Who does it hurt? I think it curses them if you post.
I was going to say, I think we need to start playing that card. That if you curse us, you have a curse.
That's what I'm saying. It's not. You can play that game.
Yeah, I'm going to put it out there right now. If
the diehard disc golf fans just aren't going to hear your news.
If you announce your new deal and you're not contractually, that was a rough one. Not contractually obligated to do so on the first, then you are therefore cursed by Grip Locks.
No, not the first. Just before our show. You got to announce it.
We're cursing people?
You got to announce it before Sunday. Well, no, we aren't cursing them. It's just you're going to fall a victim to the fact that we won't talk about it.
I said it wrong. If you do it on Monday afternoon, you can't do that.
No, if you do it Monday afternoon, you brought it upon yourself.
And if you do it...
Does it sound like Trevor was cursing people?
Yes. Oh, to be clear, I was. Yes.
I wasn't.
And
I had no clue.
If you do it Sunday evening...
That's fair play.
You're the GOAT.
Yeah, fair play.
Now the least amount of people are going to see it. Heck, drop that thing at 7 a.m. on Monday, baby.
That might be a little tight. A lot of times I play in this show Sunday night.
Sunday at 8 p.m.
So that's probably fair. That's probably fair.
What do you want it, Hunt?
I would like it Saturday. That just guarantees I see it.
If you don't do it Saturday, you're going to finish outside top 30 next year, and your dog might die.
So on Smashbox, which is Terry Miller's podcast, Terry Miller and typically JVD, but this was just Terry Miller last week.
JVD.
He was talking about like commentary and upcoming schedule and stuff like that, and he announced that he said it's not 100% set in stone, but that he would be in the commentary booth. He said basically 0 times. And he said basically 0, he means like, 0. He's not going to do commentary in the booth next year. He will be doing some on-ground stuff. Now,
it seemed like near his
how
area.
Terry Miller described it, and how, because we also discovered from this, so this all got taken over to Reddit, and then on Reddit, Ian Anderson chimed in the comment section and said he's gone too. And it seems that there's 2 kind of different stories. So this is the Ian Anderson story. It says, what happened? They can't afford you anymore. Ian, this is confirmed. Ian's account on Reddit said saving money was part of it, politics the other. They said, can you say more about the politics? Is it more about location for commentary costs to get there? Is there more at play? And he said, I think a lot of it was travel costs and a little some new higher-ups don't like my commentary. So Ian is claiming that his was somewhat performance-based.
Which he surveyed fine every year. Because this podcast has never been like, I like Ian. I've never thought he's the best commentator ever, but the survey comes out every year on like the fandom and like has him pretty much equal with everybody else. And so I can't like say, oh, everybody hates Ian. No, it's true.
I know, but you tried to make it seem like this podcast is pretty Ian neutral.
I just said I like Ian. I don't think he's a good commentator.
Yeah, Ian is a commentator. I do not.
But that's what we're basing it off
this
of right
podcast
now,
is not Ian. Podcast is not Ian as a commentator neutral.
I'm saying I'm surprised that he was let go on the account that I thought he was pretty well liked.
Okay,
among the masses,
because there has been a lot of anti-Ian commentary on this podcast.
Oh, certainly.
No,
certainly.
This whole announcement, I'm like 50-50 on, because I love Terry Miller in the booth, but I don't like Ian Anderson in the booth. So, if you have to throw the baby out with the bathwater,
that can't be a good saying.
That's a weird. It's a weird way to say it.
That's a phrase. That's an actual phrase.
Well, but you use the phrase in like a way that you don't typically use that phrase.
What do you use it for?
What do you usually say? Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah, but I'm saying
you said, if you have, I guess if you have to throw the baby out with the bathwater, you typically don't use it as a positive thing.
I'll just say, like, if that's how we have to get here, then we got to get there.
Throw them out. So it's. To me, this makes sense. Like, I think what they're doing.
Well, let me explain, because Terry Miller brought like facts to the table.
Okay.
That are contrary to what Ian said. So I don't know. They could have got 2 different phone calls.
Okay.
Because the Terry Miller's explanation made perfect sense. Because Terry was told, according to him, this had nothing to do with performance or fandom rating or anything like that. It was this simple. Basically, there's a booth in Bend, Oregon, which is where commentary always has been. So historically, Terry Miller has to travel from Milwaukee, where he's located, out to Bend, Oregon every time he does commentary. So there's obviously travel costs associated with that, getting him out there. Meanwhile, Nate Perkins lives in Bend, Oregon. This is where I'm a little upset, because essentially there's no travel costs to get Nate Perkins. So Nate Perkins is replacing Terry Miller, which I don't know how I feel about Nate Perkins in the booth. I don't remember him doing much.
I
love him on the ground.
Well,
I don't know
what's
in the
interesting
booth.
is Terry is play-by-play, and like Perkins, I think, has good insight, but
Perkins will be the play-by-play with Doss. So it'll be Perkins and Doss.
That could be a runaway train.
So
that could be interesting.
Since Perkins is in Bend, Oregon, it basically eliminates the Pro Tour's travel costs for commentary.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Which, that's hundreds of dollars every time there's a tournament. That's thousands of dollars every year.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Tons of sense.
And then what they also did is, because the other thing that was happening is when it's in Bend, Oregon, obviously if there's an East Coast event, they're having to get up and be prepped for the FPO to start at like 4:30, 5 a.m. Because obviously the broadcast starts at 8, which is 5 a.m. at Oregon time. So they are now also, Brian Earhart is based in Charlotte. So either at Brian's house or somewhere around Brian, they've also set up another booth. So then East Coast events, Brian Earhart will be tackling. And I don't know who will be his commentary partner in the booth on East Coast. We also did learn through all of this, there's less Philo coming as well. That was
makes sense.
Ian Anderson confirmed that too. So less Philo, basically no Ian, no Terry Miller, more Nate Perkins, more Doss, more Brian Earhart, which curious. I love Brian Earhart in the booth.
Brian's very good.
I don't know what will happen.
Sexton.
Who will be alongside Brian Earhart?
Is Sexton in
Sexton's in Oregon as well.
So that works.
So yeah, I'm assuming.
It's going to be Eisenhood, right?
Well, Eisenhood's in New York.
I heard that
Eisenhood.
I heard there was going to be more Eisenhood. I don't know who told me that. Somebody told me.
I think Ian said that on online. So I don't know if I don't know if part of the plan is Charlie will go from New York down to Charlotte to be alongside Brian.
Yeah.
I love Charlie in the booth too. So
he's like a disc golf, like he's a diehard. Where like I feel like Brian would just relocate if it meant like.
You mean Charlie?
Charlie, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But it might also be a situation because it sounded like Terry will be doing on the ground stuff for events he can drive to. Again, this seems to all be a cost cutting measure by the Pro Tour. So it seems that like the stuff closer to the Midwest where Terry can drive. So I don't know if that. I mean, it's probably a 12-hour drive from New York down to Charlotte, depending on where Charlie is in New York. I don't know if that's factored in of like, hey, you can do it, but you got to drive. If he's like, I'm game, I'll do that. I don't know, but
if you're staring at the books and you're looking at like, oh, each week we spend $500 to $1,000 in flights for commentators that we don't need necessarily. I mean, that's the biggest no-brainer in history probably to make that cut. It's quite a shakeup. I'm curious to see what happens with the FPO teams. And if like who we see included in that cast this year.
Well, it seems it would be Perkins and Val with West Coast.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And then it would be Brian and
Zoe. Like,
well, Elaine King is based out of Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm sure they've got somebody planned, and Juliana maybe.
I don't know where Juliana's based out of. I'm not sure, but I know Elaine King's a North Carolina.
I don't like
player.
And like I said, I get there's a ton of people that love Ian and Philo, and I'm sure there'll be certain events that people are like, oh, I miss Ian and Philo. But like, I do think that this is ultimately not really a huge.
I think this is a net positive move.
And yeah, you got to look at the like. I don't think that they're just gutting things for the heck of it. Like they're trying to make a play that just makes sense. It's not even like they were bending over backwards basically to get these people out there. I mean, paying for their travel. Like they don't have to do that. So it's not like they're just cutting them out for no reason.
Yeah. So. Well, also, I mean, if we just look character for character in here, right? Terry Miller's phenomenal on the ground too. I like Terry overall, so I wish we still could have him in the booth.
That is a bummer.
Him on the ground, he does a great job on the ground. He's one of our best guys on the ground.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So keeping Terry around in some capacity like that. Ian Anderson for Nate Perkins, I would like to think that's a positive move, a net positive. I don't know Nate in the booth.
I have no idea what Perkins is like in the booth.
But
who's the other guy that gets on the ground sometimes?
Perkins?
No, there's like another guy. A name that I always forget.
What's his name? He was with the PDGA.
Oh yeah.
He does the interviews. Grant Zellner.
There you go. He's good.
Yeah, he's great. I like Grant in the booth too. So I don't know if Grant will play into this some.
If he joins that cast, and if we can still get Sexton in from time to time,
I think Grant could be a Charlotte guy. Don't quote me on that, but if that's the case, it could be a Grant Zellner, Brian Earhart 1-2 in Charlotte, which that'd be great.
I'm not mad about this. I do wonder like what they told Ian, because like if like
that's the
all you
part.
had to say was it costs too much, unless Ian hit him with a I'll cover the travel, and they still said like nah.
Well, it is interesting. Ian is at least in California,
right?
So California to Oregon is a little bit closer.
Yeah.
It was just interesting that like Terry Miller was very specific, like, hey, this kind of sucks. I wish I could do it, but they made it clear like this isn't performance-based. They're just cutting costs. And he explained the whole scenario of like Perkins lives in Oregon.
Yeah.
Earhart lives here. Yeah. And it was like, when he explained it, I'm like, yeah, to be honest with you, why didn't they do this years ago? But then Ian's comment was like, politics is a part of it. I think the travel costs, some of the higher-ups don't like my commentary.
Riddle me this, Hunter. Is there, other than the president, is there any other new higher-ups?
I don't know.
Who are the higher-ups?
Well, he said
there's a new president.
And some new higher-ups don't like my commentary.
I know.
So I don't know if he's just coming after Dominic.
I would say Dominic's the new president. He's definitely shaking some things up. I don't know of any other new higher-ups. So that might be a single-out comment, or it might not be.
I'm not sure. I don't know the Pro Tour's
who knows
structure.
their like ownership as well, and if they have a board,
But because he said higher-ups plural.
This is a big shakeup, though. Like these commentary teams have been in place for years now, and like Ian has been a staple. Like whether you like him or not, he's been a staple of the Pro Tour commentary team. So it is,
He did say Ian did say that him and Corey are gonna, since he has more free time now, gonna try to do more Central Coast coverage.
Heck yeah!
But it'll be probably more just like local events.
If you bring back that intro, I'm on board.
Pterodactyl.
Champs versus Chumps.
Yes.
They still do that periodically.
I
will be curious.
A few starter set challenge.
I'll be curious modern day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how does A-tier California coverage do? Because
can't do well.
Historically, like when we all watched it,
we didn't have enough disc golf.
There was nothing to watch. You know what I'm saying? Like there wasn't
so much. Disc
there was a little national tour here and there, but it's like, oh, you got. That's how you know Steve Rico,
Bobby Music's on lead card.
Yeah, like that's
Let
like
me tune in.
That's why those guys out there are legends. Is just because of the Central Coast coverage, and it was like, what else am I going to watch right now? But now, when you ask what else am I going to watch right now, there's a long list of answers.
Yeah.
So
much. It'll be interesting to see how it all goes.
And
Central Coast was like my Mr. Beast back in the day, basically. I see Central Coast posted a video. I'm like, this is disc golf gold.
Certified banger.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah, off season, a lot of stuff shook up there. So let us know in the comments what you think about all of this. Are you excited for the change? Are you upset about the change? And yeah, there you go. So time for the fan favorite segment, Trevor's Trivia, right after these messages.
All right, dogs.
Trent.
What up, dogs?
Solid, dude.
Not much. Trevor, how are you doing?
Pretty solid. This is going to be a little game. I think I did this once for a while back. It's going to be a little game where I'm going to give you a final leaderboard, the top 5. I'm not going to give you the scores. I'm going to give you the order of the top 5. And your goal, it'll be Hunter versus the Kansai team.
Love it.
Your goal is to guess as close to the year as possible.
Iconic.
And whoever's closest earns a point. Now,
are you going to tell us the event or no?
No, this is overall.
Because
wait, is this overall or is this
events?
Individual events. Okay.
Now here's the key: if you guess the event, you get a bonus point, but you lose a point if you guess wrong. So only go for that double if you are like, "Ooh, I know it. I know it in my heart."
No point to ever go.
I'm never going for that.
It would only be a situation probably if you get to the end and you're like, "I got to go for broke." There might be one that you just like.
It's like James.
We'll see.
James Conrad,
there might
Paul
be
Macbeth,
like there's some unique leaderboards on here that you may say that now, but you may be confident once you see it.
I don't think so. I will see.
It will be hard though, for sure.
I think the only one I'd feel confident in is James Conrad, Paul Macbeth.
But like, what if that's just Waco?
Worlds.
What if that's just the year?
That isn't true. The only reason I added that, the only reason I added that clause in there is I didn't want it to everybody just get free guesses because then we just spend 2 minutes each time.
No, it makes sense for there to be a penalty. I like that.
Okay, the first one. And we'll have Hunter go first to start, and then you guys will both guess, but Hunter will guess first. Okay. The first leaderboard: Nate Doss, Avery Jenkins, Dave Feldberg, Johnny McRae, Ken Climo.
Wow!
So you're just trying to guess the year,
but this also could be anything. It could be just like a. Do they all play Masters?
I'll go 2008.
Okay, Con and Cy. What say you?
I like 2009. Cy, what do you think?
You know, honestly, I have no clue because I was not watching disc golf at this point.
I don't think any of us were.
Silas wasn't even born yet.
That's true.
Let's go 2009.
The year was 2008.
Oh, get back.
It was
on the money.
It was the USDGC in 2008.
Dang. Yeah. What a cast.
That was lucky.
What a cast.
Okay. Next leaderboard.
I'd love it if all those men were in this room right now.
If you could have dinner with any group of guys.
That group.
We got Macbeth, Wysocki, Rico, McRae, Lizotte.
Wow.
That got interesting, didn't it?
What a lineup.
That got interesting.
Okay,
Shout out Johnny
we go first.
When was this Rico guy playing?
I want to say.
When wasn't he?
I want to say
there's some like markers here for sure of like certain players.
I'm feeling 2015, 2016.
Okay.
And I think I want to say 16.
Okay.
How do you feel, Silas?
I support you.
Okay.
I support you. Is that when this Rico guy was playing?
I think that's too late. I think
I was one
for Steve Rico to be up there. I'm going to go 2013.
13, okay.
This was the 2014 Masters Cup.
So close.
Okay.
All right. We got 3 more. Next one. Conrad, Macbeth, Heimberg, Shue, Barsby. That's Grady
Shue.
Ooh.
Greg Barsby on the tail end. It makes this one kind of interesting.
Barsby, I mean, that could be any.
Yeah.
Great. What event did Grady Shue do good at? You know, that's really what we're looking at here.
I think I feel I have a feeling in my mind. Cy,
line of
feeling
thought
in my mind.
Here.
Hey, don't say too much.
Oh, I won't. I'll just say there's a feeling in my mind.
He's got a feeling in his mind, though. Keep that in mind. Keep that in his feeling mind.
Keep that in my feeling
Who
mind.
won this event? Conrad?
Conrad, Macbeth, Heimberg, Shue, Barsby.
Lineup wise here, Grady Shue was still playing college disc golf against me. So this can't be but 2019, 2020. 2020, obviously the events are all canceled. So we go 2021 or we go 2019. Conrad was better in 2019. So I'm going to go 19.
Okay.
Hunter shared information that I didn't know about.
Oh.
That made my feeling mind
what were you
a little
feeling?
numb.
What were you feeling initially?
I was feeling 2018 initially because I heard that Barsby boy towards the top, but Grady Shue I know nothing about. Hunter does, and it makes me believe that Grady Shue might have been in high school. I'm just kidding.
No,
but I don't know if he was. Silas, help.
Go 2018.
All right, 2018.
This was the 2018
Let's go!
MVP Open.
There you go.
Let's go.
MVP Open in 2018.
So Grady Shue he was in college during this time?
Probably.
2018, he was, I just know I played against him.
Well, no,
so
I was in college. Were we playing against him?
I don't know if you did. Because
I
that's where I don't know what point he left in college. So it was 2015 to 2019 was my college.
Because this would have been
somewhere in there
fall of 2018, so this is my sophomore
But there was
year.
also plenty of guys who were discussing at disc golf.
Yeah.
And played college disc golf.
Okay, next one. We got Schultz, Rico, Todd, Russell, Brinster. That's Barry Schultz, Steve Rico, Cam Todd, Ron Russell, Steve Brinster.
Ron Russell.
Who are these people, man?
If you ever need a roof, hit up Ron.
Ron's Roofing.
He's
Ron
was
Roofle.
featured on Insane Pools on Animal Planet.
Shout out.
Daggum.
Yeah. And he did put in an insane pool.
That's the thing about it. It was an insane pool.
That was on
that
episode
was
Pimp
one of
My
those-
Pool.
That was one of those. Trev and I were just sitting in a hotel room, turned on, we're watching some random insane pools, and next thing you know, they're like, Ron Russell, professional disc golfer. We're like, what?
Wow, you guys just stumbled upon
They just
it?
stumbled on
That's
At the hotel
insane.
TV.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right, Con.
Con?
That's actually a really
it's
fun
us.
story. I wish I was there for that. I wish that I was a part of that story.
I don't know
I
where
have
we
no
were.
idea where we
I think
were.
I'm going to adopt that story as my own.
That's fine. You can take it.
It's gotta be
Silas,
like
remember that one
early
time we were sitting in the
2000s?
hotel
You guys
room?
are stalling right now. We need an answer.
Is it our turn?
Early
Yeah.
2000s.
2007.
Yeah.
Five.
Second.
Seven.
Five?
Seven.
Seven?
Seven.
Five.
Five?
Five.
Five. Seven.
Five.
Seven.
Five.
Five?
Yeah.
Five. No.
Wait, why?
Kenny ain't there.
In 2005?
Kenny would be there in 07.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
either.
we
Yeah, I
just
know,
guessed
that's-
Kenny Row 9.
No, that's what I'm saying. I feel he might just not been at the event. All right. 6?
Five.
All right. So it says 5.
I'm going to go 03. I don't know how far into the 2000s Ron Russell was playing.
I have no idea.
This was the 2003
Let's go!
Discraft
man.
Great Lakes Open.
D-Glow, baby.
Wow.
Okay, so Hunter has a 3-point lead, so that means
Did I even get 3 right? Or is it how close I got?
it's how close you got.
Oh, I didn't know that had to do with that. I thought you had to guess it on the money.
So Hunter clinched because
I am clinched. How'd you know?
Or no, that's not true because you can get it's negative points, so that's not true. But Konner, you might want to go for
The event?
for some bonus maybe here because I guess to my point, if you the bonus point will take a point off of your point because we're going like positives.
Okay.
Because right now Con has +5, which you don't want. Hunt has
Psychonic.
+2. Hunter's only been 2 off. Pretty insane. All right, last
I didn't
one.
realize it was proximity. I thought it was just you guessed on the money, you got points, or you
No,
didn't.
proximity.
Okay.
Last one. Macbeth, Wysocki, Shoestrick, Brinster, LaCastro.
Brinster. Dirty Brinster. I'm going to go 2012.
I feel like we should do something around that con.
Y'all have to guess the event.
We have to guess the
Well,
event.
yeah.
Well, you don't have to be clear.
Well, yeah, if
you think he's
5
far enough off.
Say the people again.
Macbeth, Wysocki, Shoestrick, Brinster, LaCastro.
Surely he's not 5 off.
I mean, I've seen this card before.
Well, he doesn't have to be 5. You were only back 3.
This
If you guys
this
guessed it on the money,
this feels like a USDGC card that I've seen before.
Okay.
It feels like one.
All
But
right.
I'm going to embarrass myself because I'm going to guess a year that Macbeth didn't win USDGC because I can't remember.
that's tough.
But
You don't want to do that.
it's far back enough. I don't think this isn't a year that this isn't Paul didn't win USDGC far back enough for this, I don't think. So my brain is farting. Pooped. I got pooped.
What about the year?
You could just try to go for. You could just go for the year and just.
2010 wouldn't win it for you.
I don't think 2010 is a good choice.
You'd have to guess at least 3 away.
2013.
So basically, you're at 2009 or 2015. Are your 2 ways you got to go?
I like
2000. What about 2015?
I'm okay with 2015.
Very possible. Very possible.
But I don't know the event. I really don't know the event. So I was saying.
Well, if you get 15, you don't need the event.
You would tie.
Yeah.
You would tie me.
Let's
okay,
just say
2015.
Hunter was at this event.
Oh, then it's definitely
2015
Worlds.
Worlds.
There you go.
All right.
So we tie. We'll be in a tiebreaker.
I'll do a tiebreaker really quick. This will be easy enough.
That felt like a USDGC card
I just didn't
that
know
I've
how
watched, but it wasn't.
That was a tough one just because Castro and Brinster thrown in there.
Well, Brinster, I just didn't know.
Make that.
That's why I don't.
Obviously, he would come back for USDGC every year for a while.
That's why I remember him at USDGC. That's about it, though.
Yeah. Ricky, Paul, I mean, you go anything from like 2012 to 2017 and you could find them.
But also, LeCastro's USDGC that has been up there in USDGC before, so it's Will and LeCastro being up there led me back towards the 2012 eras.
Okay, here is the tiebreaker.
So they go first.
Yeah. Climo, Jenkins, LeCastro, Doss, Rico.
Gotta be old, right?
Climo, Jenkins, LeCastro, Doss, Rico.
Who's first?
You.
I feel.
How do you like 2007?
Okay, I was in my mind's eye was seeing 2010. When was the last time Climo won though? Pooping. You said 2007. I said 2000.
Yeah, because that was around the first one that we had with the Rico guy.
Let's go 2000. But LeCastro's there. And LeCastro
when was he good?
He was really around Paul, but maybe a little bit before Paul. So that's why I want to go a little bit later, like 2010. Okay. But I don't know if but Climo was. I say 2010, Silas.
I love it.
Okay,
we're
going to
the number that came in my head's 07, but just to try to make sure I win, because I think it's earlier than 2010, I'll just go 2009.
This was the 2009 Beaver State Final.
Let's go!
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Dang.
2009,
I did pretty well there, honestly, but yeah.
Good game.
Dang.
That was close. That was exciting.
That was
good
fun.
guessing from the boys
I
there.
enjoyed
really
that,
no
Trevor.
bad guesses there. That was pretty solid.
Yeah, that was fun.
All right, we have the next kind of article from the fandom survey data over on Ultiworld. So this is, by itself not super interesting, but I think we can kind of find some storylines throughout here, which is what drives fans to root for certain players. So last time we had kind of how fans thought about players, their fandom scores. This is what kind of drives them. So main reason people select players as their favorite player, number one overall across the board, MPO and FPO, is you like their personality.
Makes sense.
Number two for MPO comes in that you're in awe of what they're capable of doing. Number two for FPO comes in that you enjoy their play style, which is number three for MPO. And then the other, you flip-flop those two. So FPO is you're in awe of what they're capable of is number three. So yeah, basically what's interesting here is I'm wondering how much of this is people just don't say it because they don't think of it this way, but this has to be a bigger thing because the last one on this list, literally the lowest on either, is you get to see them on coverage
that's
a
probably
lot.
Subliminal.
But I think that's something where that's not why they're your favorite.
Right. Yeah.
But at the same time, it is why they're your favorite because you wouldn't know any of the other things if you didn't see them on coverage a lot.
Was this like a pick one situation?
I don't remember how it was. No, respondents could choose one of 13 pre-written reasons below the distribution.
So they got to choose one. Because that's where it's
because I don't think you would say, it's because I see them on coverage.
And for example, being a winner and their where was it there? Their looks and personal style. Those are reasons you might like a player, but probably not the one. You're going to pick, their play style or personality ahead. There's some overlap in those topics, basically.
It's all those are subconscious things that you wouldn't answer. Yeah.
Right. So that is interesting.
Another one that's interesting is 52% of MPO, 55% FPO said yes, there is definitely a favorite player versus 44% versus 40% said no, really there's multiple people I root equally for.
That makes sense for golf, but I'm a little surprised that it's not a little heavier.
And then
I think during the height of the Paul era, there'd be a heavier percentage of like, yes, Paul's my favorite
absolutely.
player.
Yeah. So what we can do too is we can search up here in a second. If you want to give me a player, I can tell you why people like them, like why they're their favorite player, because you can see the breakdown player by player.
Interesting.
But down here, so average fandom score for professionals featured in 2025 fandom survey from only respondents who started following disc golf in the past 2 years. So these are only people who've been following really the last 2 Pro Tour seasons, so the 2024 and 2025 season. Golfers. So new disc golfers, the highest fandom score of them all is Silva Sardin, second highest AB, then Simon Lizotte, Big Germ. Number 4 on this list.
It's just the Jomez. The Jomez bump.
Ezra Aderhold comes in there. Then Kristen at 7.85. So drastically lower if you've just been following the past 2 years.
Because like Sexton's on that list too. Ahead of Paul Macbeth.
Yeah, Nate Sexton 7.52. Paul Macbeth
it's just
7.3.
like that's a hard metric because Big Germ's not your favorite player.
No, this is how you think about them.
Okay, it's just how you think about them.
So fandom score, which is what this is like basically you ranked them on a 1 to 10. How you feel about them.
Yeah, but as a player, you don't. No one who has been born in disc golf the past 2 years is thinking of Big Germ as a player.
Well, I don't know because a lot of the Jomez stuff is practice round. So if you're a diehard Jomez watcher, right, and you're watching Germ on a practice round,
they wouldn't think of Trevor as a player. They think of Trevor as a YouTuber.
But Trevor doesn't play. Big Germ does.
Yeah, I guess technically, yeah. But you kind of see what I mean. Though?
I see. You
don't see him. You don't view him as a pro disc golfer. You might view him as a disc golfer.
I disagree there. People would view him as a pro disc golfer. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think that's similar with like Sexton, because I think that
they view him as a pro disc golfer. It's just not the reason that they
correct.
love him.
But that's the thing is the number one thing is people like their personality. That's the number one thing that affects it. Because it's similar to like there can be an NBA player that
because I like Big Germ, but as a personality
during COVID,
I don't think of him as
Trev. You might remember them during COVID. There was some NBA player that was streaming on Twitch.
An NBA player,
yeah, and he like blew up. It was during COVID.
Scotty Barnes?
Maybe.
He streamed.
There was someone who was a similar vibe, right? Where they weren't the biggest NBA player, but they probably became a lot of players like favorite player.
Yeah.
And it's like a similar thing where like they're not your favorite player the same way like LeBron James or Steph Curry was, where you love them just because you love to watch what they do on the court, but because they're so entertaining off the court and they're willing to, like Scadaboo's been streaming right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like there's probably several people who like, now Scadaboo obviously minus the CTEs, the dominant on the football field, but at least like there's a similar thing where what they do off the court or off the field affects perception on the field. Yeah. I think that's a similar thing here.
For sure.
Other thing too, so this chart compares responses from respondents who started following disc golf in the last 2 years with the rest of respondents. So a positive number here indicates players are more popular with people who just started playing the last 2 years. A negative number is people are less popular. Number one, biggest, it's more popular for people who just started following disc golf, Gannon Burr, 0.9. Makes sense.
He is more popular.
He's more popular for people who just started following, because Gannon Burr is kind of their Paul Macbeth, right? You just got in disc golf in 2024. All you've seen is Gannon Burr dominant. Of course, you're going to view him higher than people who've been watching disc golf for a long time. Secondarily, Natalie Ryan, 0.78. Why are they higher? I think that when I first looked at this, I was like, that's interesting. But then I thought to the last 2 seasons, Natalie's been non-existent.
True.
So you kind of missed all the controversy. There's probably a lot more 5s for Natalie from the people who just got into disc golf the last 2 seasons versus people who were in disc golf when they were suing the Pro Tour. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because now they just don't care. While a few years ago, you didn't not care.
Correct.
Really. Yeah.
You had an opinion 2 years ago. Now, the last 2 years, you might not need to have an opinion.
Because you don't see it.
Erica Stinchcombe, 0.51 increase, the Jomez bump.
The Goose.
2 hot geese. AB, 0.49 increase. This one's interesting. Kaidi Alsalu, might have butchered that name. 0.45 increase. I don't really know the bump there. But Joel Freeman, I think, is a similar to Natalie's situation. 0.43. More of a non-factor the last 2 years. So I think a lot of the animosity that was against Joel Freeman.
Heck of haters.
Has settled down. So that makes sense.
I don't even remember what that was
A
about.
lot of it was just like his social posts where he was the guy with the unfortunate course design.
Yeah,
which is funny is if you talk to Joel in person,
he's a nice guy.
I
like
challenge
Joel.
you to find a nicer disc golfer.
I always liked Joel. That's why it was weird to me that people were hating him.
It's just like he's such a passionate competitor that like when
he let
he's
it get the best of him.
when he's on the course, and some people only see that.
He's also very self-aware of that. Like, he would tell you he knows that was his struggle of like, blowing up a little bit, usually at himself, but then taking the social media with it. But yeah, Joel's a very nice guy.
Now, bottom of the list, so people who the least popular also make a lot of sense. Matty O. Again, last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Not nearly the same. Greg Barsby, you take out all the people that saw him win Worlds in 2018. Obviously, he's going to lose some fandom there. Also, just kind of been a non-factor. James Proctor, down -0.9. Luke Humphreys is interesting.
There's a couple. I was about to say the interesting ones here. Humphreys and Casey White back to back. 2 guys with like media presence.
Yeah.
And then Heimberg. Also, like that Heimberg and Klein on this list, kind of concerning. Of like, why are these guys not grabbing
because the last
brand?
2 seasons, Kyle Klein and Calvin Heimberg have had good seasons.
Right.
I think the one thing that's interesting with Calvin is I wonder how much it's just Innova.
Maybe.
Because if you're coming into it, Discraft, MVP, all the rage, especially when we see the Jeremy Coling pulling so much weight.
Fans are so
but you
strong.
would think Calvin, but if you do think about your Calvin fans, they are a lot of times older disc golfers. It's in the sense of like old to the relative to the game, right?
Yeah.
Not old of like they're not your old heads at league.
No,
but the people who've been in disc golf a long time, a lot of times are the Calvin fans.
Yeah, and Calvin's getting like he's not like but like Calvin's like 28 or 29. Like he's not a spring chicken. So like yes, the ABs and the Gannons and the Antillas are grabbing the younger.
Another thing to think of. You do have to go back 3 years to get to where Calvin Heimberg was the undisputed #1 player in the world.
Yeah.
So you are losing that. The people who saw Calvin at his peak are being replaced with they're seeing Gannon at his peak. So that could be just that simple.
Yeah, he hasn't been as dominant.
Where he's less of their favorite players because he's a very good player, but he's not.
He might have just had like he might just have a really high score amongst the old fans.
That's what I'm
just
saying.
Like an also high score, but not as high.
That's what I'm wondering. 0.76 is a big drop. But the name that's not on this list that I would have liked to see broken down is Paul McBeth.
Yeah.
And Ricky Wysocki.
Must just not have been a huge
But
change.
I'd imagine they're in this middle section.
Yeah.
They must be below 0.3, above -0.6.
Makes sense.
So yeah. Now, we can do 2 things here. One, is there anyone that y'all want to see like, oh, I wonder why this person is people's favorite player? If so, I can search
Silva.
Silva
Because
Saarinen.
she was like super high on the list.
So number 1 is people enjoy her play style. 33% said they like that. 16% said they like her personality. 16.2% said they're all what she's capable of doing. 10% said she has a great form, enjoy watching her throw, and 5% said they're a winner.
Okay. Yeah.
So in play
I don't really know that I'm going to be surprised by any of these because like play style and
Simon Lizotte surely just dominant.
Personality, is going to be very high for a lot of players.
Yes, Simon, all of what they're capable of doing makes a lot of sense because Simon lines 20%.
Yeah.
Now Simon enjoy their social media content
13%,
which wasn't present with Silva. Let's actually look at Big Germ.
Yeah, good question. Let's
Jeremy.
See. I think
but is he no one's or did I misspell his name? Not on the list.
Can't search him.
That's interesting. Huh. Or unless they do Big Germ. No. Huh.
Bummer.
Anyone else?
Goose? Sure.
Yeah, goose it up.
Social media, maybe?
Personality,
social media.
enjoy their social content.
15% social media.
Gannon, all on what they're capable of doing. Gannon Birth, 38%. Winner, 10%. Personality, 10%. Let's look at Paul, because I wonder how much Paul's, because that would have looked like Paul's.
Crayons?
Paul still holds. McBeth.
Form,
all of what they're capable of doing, 30%. Winner, 16%. Enjoy their play style, 16%.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Makes sense.
Because, the players who built their brand on dominance, personality comes in a lot less. Ricky Wysocki, fascinating. Ricky Wysocki, 26% like his personality.
I mean, Ricky's got some like flavor out there, the raptor legs. Like,
so you don't get to their winner until 2%.
That is fascinating.
He is a player that like even if you don't watch any interviews with him, you just watch the coverage play. He's got a lot of personality to his play.
That's fair.
You do have to give. Where Paul built his brand on basically, and Paige Pierce is similar. Well, I'll look at her in a second, but Paul built his brand on basically like, I'm going to win every weekend.
Yeah.
I treat this sport very seriously. I'm the pro's pro. Like that, if you go back to 2015, that's like the turn, really 2012 even, Paul was the one kind of turning the tide with that. Ricky obviously was in Paul's shadow for a lot of it, but Ricky was much more expressive on the course.
Yeah.
The raptor leg, stuff like that. Like, he was able to establish a personal brand more than Paul in regards to the like sake bomb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether it's cringy or not, depending on how you feel about it, at least like what he does.
Yeah.
Versus Paul, like, he had McBeast mode, but that was just something that was like dubbed. He didn't do anything to create that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just played well.
He just played well.
Yeah.
Ricky was like raptor leg.
Ricky's always been
Well, I mean,
more
to
of
give you an example, whenever Paul like did that like pump like after winning USDGC, that was like more personality we've ever seen from Paul. Like whenever he did that and they got the picture, that was crazy to all of us because it's like, oh my gosh, like Paul got excited.
Paige Pierce, it still holds. You're in all of what she's capable of doing at 20%. Personality comes in at 17%. Winner has dropped down to 5%. I'd imagine that's something where years ago would have been flipped a lot. But any other players there? If not, we can jump into what
see the grip lock
you
one.
think. So let's look at grip locked. We have basically a few here. We have player fandom that's broken down. And so we can kind of look at how
we really just need to look for like what is different from the normal one.
So some players, let me just give you an example. So Simon Lizotte is pretty much the same all across the board. So this is fandom score. You have all respondents. You have respondents who listen to podcasts. You have respondents who listen to Grip Locked, and then respondents who Grip Locked is their favorite podcast. So for Simon, that goes 8.56, 8.71, 8.67, 8.55. Basically the same across the board. Then you have some players who are more drastic that get, the more they listen to Grip Lock, the more they like this player.
Yeah.
Ezra Aderhold is one. 7.51, all respondents, that's his average. People who listen to podcasts, Ezra is up to 7.64. People who listen to Grip Locked, Ezra's up to 8. People who favorite podcast is Grip Locked, Ezra is up to 8.28.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Ezra.
You're welcome, Ezzy.
It's probably because every time his name is mentioned, we talk about the way he looks.
Yeah.
Well, I think that some of this is tour life correlation, because you'll see a very similar thing with Paul Ulibarri.
That's a good point.
Because Yuli, you have 7.52, 7.48. If you listen to Grip Lock, he's up to 7.84. If your favorite podcast is Grip Lock, he's up to 8.08.
This is funny because, like, okay, other players getting the bump, Ezra Robinson makes
perfect sense. Isaac Robinson.
Cadence Burge, though. Like, I love that she got like
a little
the
bump.
Grip Lock bump.
Now, players who got
told stories about like
Gossage positive bump.
Yeah.
Taken
very little, but yes,
before.
positive bump. Players with negative bump, Evelina Salonen. Goes from
saw a few
7.64
European players
down to 7.27.
Well, probably because every time we mention her, we talk about putting.
Because like
now, Matty O, 7.47 average.
Down?
If your favorite podcast is disc golf, 7.12.
Shoot. I love Matty-O, though.
Oh my
James
gosh.
Conrad.
Oh my gosh.
James Conrad's one of the biggest. Goes from
I'm sorry, James.
7.41 down to 6.91. I don't know. I don't feel like we've ever said anything
Madison
negative.
Walker
What did we say poorly about James?
Madison Walker's another big one, 7.31 down to 6.88. Some of this I do feel like the more
demographic correlation.
Well, I think some of it is like the more diehard you're into disc golf, the more you're going to accurately rate a player. Like a Madison Walker, you might be thinking more of player. Or if you're a Grip Lock listener, you're probably less likely to watch Jomez and more likely to watch live, which means you haven't heard Too Hot Geese nearly as much. So you're
the Rick one. Oh my god,
Ricky Wysocki. This is interesting. 7.25 all respondents. 7.04 if you listen to podcasts. 6.98 if you listen to Grip Lock. 6.7 if your favorite podcast is Grip Lock. So 0.5 drop.
Anti-Rick propaganda.
Barsby 2, 7.15 down to 6.59. Now Chantel Badinsky, 6.82 up to a 7. Shout out to the Creator Cup 3 years ago.
Yeah,
still
I guess.
Work.
Silas Schultz from a 6.68 to up to a 7.04.
We talk highly of him.
Albert Tam, pretty big drop.
A lot of the Europeans have a drop, which I don't really get, but that's
we don't have a big
theme.
European audience.
I think it's just demographic.
Probably, yeah.
I think some of the FPO players, it's similar maybe, but
that can make
Alton Harris, a big bump up.
It's just like, if their vote was super swayed by the Europeans and we don't have a ton of European listeners.
Now, this is an interesting one. Gannon Burr, overall, is a 6.64. If you listen to podcasts, 6.39. If you listen to Grip Lock, 6.49. But then if you're a fan of Grip Lock, 6.69.
All those Grip awards.
So you go from 6.64 all respondents to a slight bump with Grip Lock, but in between you actually have back-to-back drops.
Interesting.
He's one of the only players that looks like that. He might be the only player that looks like that. Because a lot of them, you either have a like straight down or straight out.
The Europeans are pretty much consistent. I think it's that demographic. It's just like all the Europeans are like that.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Jennifer Allen, for us, big drop. Explain that one to me. 6.42 down to a 5.83. Have we ever mentioned Jennifer Allen on this podcast?
Was it drop just from...
Could once again just be the female listeners compared
but could
to
it
the
be
people that took
like
the survey.
Could it be like last year we said something about her, this year we didn't, so people kind of forgot?
Oh, no. This is just like... So this is all this year's poll. It's just people who listened to Grip Block versus didn't.
I understand.
Yeah.
A drop from the average.
Correct.
Okay,
it's not from one year to year. Yeah.
Okay.
See if there's any other that are like really drastic one way or another.
So it could just be if for a lot of people.
You know what? Nico LaCastro, 3.88 Phantom score from the average, 4.0.
Let's go.
If you're a fan of Grip Block. So Nico, we're doing it for you, man. We're pushing.
We're here.
Drew Gibson is a similar one to Gannon, where you have 4.72 all respondents, 4.43 if you listen to podcasts, 4.64 if you listen to Grip Block, 4.76 if your favorite podcast is Grip Block. I'm wondering if 4.43 are the people who listened to his podcast that happened for a few weeks. And
2 episodes, I think.
They were facing adversity, tying their shoe.
Give it a listen sometime.
Got off it. But yeah.
Did you guys... Never mind.
That's a route trail. We don't need to go down.
So now, let me see if these are going to be... Now, MPO favorite player...
I'm not sure if I want to shed light, so...
So MPO favorite player... this is the exact same thing, breakdown-wise. It's just what percentage of these people are their favorite players. So... Simon is a little bit lower, which is funny because Simon's the best friend of the show. But I think it's because we give boosts to other people, if that makes sense.
Wait, we make people hate Simon?
No, just make
people hate Simon?
This is your question of who is your favorite MPO player. So for everyone, 19%. From people who listen to podcasts, almost 21%. From people who listen to Grip Block, 20.5%. From people whose favorite podcast is Grip Block, 17%.
Oh my gosh.
But I think a part of that
people hate Simon.
Is we give a percentage boost to Calvin Heimberg, almost a full %, and we do give a full % to Paul Macbeth. And we give over a full % boost to Gannon Burr.
We lose 3% to AB.
Isaac Robinson, we gain. Yeah, people don't like your AB takes, man. You lose 3% if you listen to this show.
Or the only time you hear, never mind.
Isaac Robinson, 3.9% of just general people say he's their favorite. Grip Block being their favorite, 7.7% of our audience. Yeah. Ezra Aderhold, 3.4% for the general people, up to 7.3% for our audience.
It's basically is somebody kind of aligned with our listeners or adjacent to our platform, we give them a boost.
Well, it's also, I think that Isaac Robinson, we pushed hard a few years ago on should have been player of the year, and we value majors so much on this show.
It's true, but also Isaac lines up with our demographic of viewers too.
Very much
his values, beliefs.
But I'm saying that's not always true, because like I don't know much about Goose. But Goose,
no, he's Foundation adjacent. That's I would say he's the other
boost.
category of just people that are adjacent to us.
Ezra Robinson's not even on this list.
What?
I guess people didn't choose him as their favorite player.
We make people hate Ezra?
What are y'all doing, guys? Oh, no, apparently just...
I think that the most interesting takeaway here, and let this be a wake-up call, Trev, I think that this now officially identifies you as a toxic AB fan.
Yeah.
You're so much of an AB fan, you make people not want to like him.
That's not a wake-up call. That's good news.
You make people not want to like
outside
people
the club,
who listen to our people who listen to our podcast do not like Niklas. 7.9% down to 2.6%.
Just the demographic.
I don't know what to tell you.
No, we make people hate Niklas.
I feel like we're a pro Niklas podcast.
I can't believe we make people hate Simon.
All right, let's see what happens in FPO.
Yeah, let's see.
People love Kristen for our podcast. 7%. I mean, that makes sense. We talk about how great Kristen is all the time.
Yeah.
Slightly less on Silva.
Basically the same.
3% down on Own.
Makes sense.
1% down on Evelina. 2% down on Anakin. 2% up on Cadence. Again,
we talked a lot about Cadence.
Yeah, because we've given like the background of like Robbie caddying for her and stuff like that. So I think we've just talked about her a lot.
Heavy bias.
1% up on Valman Dejano. Half a percentage up on Ella Hansen.
Trevor Stop Show.
Half a percentage up on Madison Walker.
Hey, that's good. You know,
0.2% up on Henna Blomroos.
Shout out.
The rest are pretty negligible. So there you go. That's how y'all think.
That's how y'all think. In case you didn't know.
Now we know how y'all think.
Ooh,
We're
yeah, careful.
In your head.
We're tapping.
Also, it was kind of fun. You could see on there like the total people that said they listened to a podcast, and then it was like 500 of you picked us as your favorite. So that was cool.
That's nice.
There you go.
I'm sorry that we make you hate Simon.
Not true. All right,
Could
time
be.
for In the Bag. In the Bag, which reminds me, Silas, did you do a Silas Select yet today?
Are you scared?
Oh.
Are you scared?
Oh,
I'm not
dude.
scared.
You scared, bro?
Never
Scared I'm gonna
this ever again.
dice you up again, bro?
Scared.
How
I
did you
forgot
say the
about
disc that you got it with last week? Is
Sabbath.
that what you said?
Yeah. How do you pronounce that?
I don't know.
like
That
Sabat.
sounds,
People
that
said
sounds
it-
right to me, but people said Trevor pronounced it wrong.
Sabat. They're probably thinking
Is it
Sabat.
Sabat?
That is like, yes, wrong, but like the way people were talking about it, you'd think the word was pronounced Saboet. Like, I mean, you would think I wasn't even.
I was excited
Sabu or
to
something?
hear.
Also, what even is the word? Can we get a check on that?
Good call.
Sabat.
What is sub? And maybe they can give us the pronunciation. I guess the Google.
French word for a wooden shoe.
That can't be. Oh, firearms.
Clog.
Device used in.
Sabotage.
Sabu.
It's a
Is that right?
artillery.
It's UK.
Oh,
I think it's a
so
sub-
it's a French. That makes okay.
Okay.
Now I understand why you thought I was crazy. It's
Sabu.
a time of ammunition, though.
But like, if you're putting it
But-
on a disc golf disc, you can't expect.
You
us
need
to-
a pronunciation
No.
guide.
I'm gonna
under
know
there.
that there's a silent T.
I need to hear at Millennium how they pronounce
True.
it. That's what I need to
If
hear.
Silas was a real bad boy.
It'd be another Sabu in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying Sabu.
Sabu.
I'm not gonna say Sabu.
You don't like the VeggieTales song?
I'm not gonna say Sabu because I can't believe I refuse to believe that that's how Millennium
I don't know.
wanted that to be.
Well, they
pronounced.
chose that word.
Well, yeah,
I'm
I mean-
saying Sabbath like
Okay.
Because when I saw the comments, I was excited to hear Trevor say it really weird, and then he said it exactly how I would say it.
All right.
I was trying to get Trevor to say Sabu, and I'm like, idiot, it's Sabbath.
Did we lose
All
last
right, who
week?
We
won?
lost last week.
Was
So
it tight?
Oh,
why'd you say dang it?
Because I want to pick
Wait, Con.
first.
You guys get to choose the order.
No,
we
we
do?
choose
Oh,
the
we get to
order.
choose.
No, losers
Yeah, give us
We
that
get to
one,
choose the
baby.
order. So I'm imagining we'll take the.
I'm glad we won last week.
Yeah, y'all are
Good
5-3 now.
You guys are doing great.
Daggum,
let's go, Con.
5-3.
I think that not going first is going to severely hurt
Trev, I'll
us.
let you go.
So,
You think so?
yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and. Oh, we should probably tell them what it is. We're not.
That's a great call. These are Disc Golf Pro Tour courses you would want as your home course.
I'm gonna go ahead and take Maple Hill.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
I think that wins.
That
it.
could be a list winner.
No, I think it is.
It could be.
I really think
You're
it is.
gonna. It's gonna have to be a very strong.
You
but you guys
boys
get
get
two
two?
picks. If you guys make two perfect picks, you never know.
Never mind.
No, it's not about Sabu.
You got it, Con.
Oh, it's now. It's
now.
now.
I like
now.
to say boo.
Fuck that song.
I've got a pick that's a very good pick,
Let's hear it.
but I don't.
Same.
It's not a crowd winner. It's not a crowd winner.
Mine might be.
You gonna pick it?
I'm sorry. Silas cut out in my ears, and then
Sorry, I wasn't.
That's the American pronunciation.
Sabbath. What are you doing, Trev?
So American, it is Sabbath.
Sabo.
But that might not be the right word. I don't know. We'll get to the bottom of this.
I'm gonna pick North Cove.
Yeah,
Not a
I had
Pro
that
Tour,
on
I
my
don't
Not a
believe.
full
Yeah,
pro
there's
tour.
There's a silver
Yes,
event.
there was.
Silver
event.
Full pro tours.
I do believe so.
I wasn't on the Disc Golf Pro Tour website then.
Because silver
it's
events.
silver.
You got to remember, people thought silver events were Pro Tour events, and we had to
Okay,
educate
well
them.
then I'm gonna pick my other not great pick, and then I'm gonna rack my brain for the next one. Fountain Hills.
Yeah.
Was a pro
That
tour.
was
Good
on my
pick. Good
list.
pick.
Because-
That was the one
honestly,
I was going to pick.
Not
Good pick.
because it's a great disc golf course, but just because it'd be wonderful.
But would you
Like, it's
really
a
want that as your home course? Think
Yeah,
how
I
many
think
discs
it's
you would lose.
beautiful.
You would lose. I would like it to be
I think it
near
sounds
me,
like fun.
for sure, but I would lose a lot.
It's
of
it's
this.
not a kind of course that we have near us.
I do
So
like
I
that
would love
pick.
to- I would love
I
to
didn't
have
think
it.
of that. Silas,
Dude.
Oh, no.
there's so many good
What's
courses
he
on
about
tour.
to do here?
Okay.
I'm trying to think of like because like North Cove would have been. I like Maple Hill's obviously the best because there's multiple different layouts. But true, the course. Do you have to pick one layout? Doesn't
No.
matter. It's not going to change your thing.
All right. I'm going to pick Idlewild.
Okay.
I like
My
that.
pick,
Good
Yeah.
choice, Silas.
give me
Yeah, good. Crocol.
Crocol,
Good pick.
number one course in the world.
I'm gonna then
Sleeper
take
pick.
Fox Run.
Oh, yeah. I had that on my list.
How fun would that be to have in your backyard?
Um,
Goodness.
Oh, because if that's in your backyard, you know what else is in your backyard?
Yeah.
I don't know how this works, but
I'm gonna go back to me and my buddies used to play a course called Renaissance Gold back in the day, and we would just go because we wouldn't play it because we wanted to be punished. So I loved having a home course that was hard on you. So I'll go Northwoods Black.
I think that pick could have some traction. I mean, it's not the one you'd want to play every day, but you'd like to have it around.
You like to have a course that you and your buddies can go get slaughtered at every once in a while.
Oh, it's me.
This is y'all's last pick.
I've got a dark horse one, Colin.
Heck yeah.
All of ours are dark horse.
I'm going to say Harvey Pinnock.
Oh,
golf.
Cool.
In Texas?
In Texas.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
cool.
a golf course style.
Sounds good.
You stick with me here
Put a bow
because
on it.
I looked at our audience demographic that follows on Instagram, where the majority of these votes come in.
Oh, wow.
And
genius.
The largest percentage of them come from Charlotte.
Okay.
So therefore, I think when they see Hornet's Nest, they're going to want to vote for it. Home course.
I thought about choosing Hornet's Nest, but
I would put it on the list.
I had Hornet's Nest as a home course, and I hated it.
I was going to say, since it's Maple Hill, Crocal, Fox Run, I think we're already solid there. And then if I'm a Charlotte guy and I see a local course, I feel like I'm probably going to click it.
Yeah, the other ones I had here were Conopiche, Pickard Park.
Did you know the prompt before you came in this morning, Hunter?
No.
Okay, I was just making sure.
No, I learned it when y'all learned it.
No, I tell everybody at the same time.
Sure.
Trevor knew it before, I'm sure.
Oh, I picked them morning up. I have like a list that people have submitted, but I did not put any thought towards it until I show up. And
no, all I did is I went to UDIS Top 100.
Yeah, I mean,
and just said, what's on the Pro Tour?
I went on the schedule from this year and last year and maybe the year before.
I really, as soon as I had the feeling that as soon as Maple Hill was gone,
I also will tell you,
was over.
This is important to tell you as well, and I promise you, I did not know whether we won or lost, so I did not know by picking this we would get Maple Hill 1-1. I had no idea. Did not check.
That makes.
I also don't know if Maple Hill, because if y'all were taking Crocal,
Maple Hill's a world beater, but it wasn't. It wasn't insurmountable.
No,
but it's obviously a big deal.
I do think Idlewild, Northwood, Black, the home course, that might be tough. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how people vote. I just know how little fun we had at Idlewild.
It's true.
Oh, yeah. I hate Idlewild.
And then I know how little fun I've had at Northwood Black.
Never been there. Love to play it. Maybe this year.
Popular course, though.
It is a very good course. Very good course. Kicks your teeth in. No one took New London.
Yeah, was wondering if anybody would
Offensive.
take that.
It was on my list.
I wish I could have said Old New London. I should have said Old New London.
Yeah.
That's what I should have said.
That would have been good. All right. Time for the Silas Selects. Trev, you do the honors, man. You do the honors.
You guys are never getting this ever
in Origin.
You've heard that.
See,
are you going Origin?
Yeah.
Oh, Con went Origin.
I just wonder, like, do I need to stay getting cute with it? Like, it worked last time, but is he going to try and, like, go safe with it now?
Never getting it again.
I said I was going to go cute till I got it, and I did. So maybe now I play a little safer.
Silas, your words kind of don't really mean anything.
Yeah,
because you've said you're never going to get it again before.
I'm going to go with.
Well, no, like I was just joking. Like this time it's for real.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
I'm going to go with the. What is the name of this disc? The Vanish.
It's a good clock sound
from MVP or Axiom.
Vanish.
I'm feeling like overmold today.
I'm gonna go Solstice. I think he tried to stay within.
He's dropped that one
Millennium.
twice.
It's actually
he went back to the Solstice. He's actually.
It's actually pronounced Solstice.
What'd you guess, Con?
Origin, because I'm a dope with it.
The peak.
So close.
Good pick.
That was guessable.
Good pick. Yeah,
it was guessable. We would never.
It was on my putter pole. It was on my putter pole.
Just kidding.
It's there.
Great disc.
Really good disc.
0%
Foundation disc.
We were actually 0% chance of guessing
also
that.
money. Oh, that's zero medium. I was thinking it was the pro
it's not
one.
The pro, but this is cheaper.
Flight numbers.
Shout out budget.
Shout out. Flight number 3301.
Let's not forget.
There you go, ladies and gents. That wraps up
Bye,
2025.
guys.
An awesome year of Grip Lock. We appreciate all of you.
Come on, Hunt. Hit him.
And we'll see you next week.
Oh, come on.
Which happens to be next year.
You tease.